right, folks, we're back. Blue Ridge City Council. Let me say this before we move on. Last night, and I didn't fail to mention this, but last night, 3 of the council members, a regular called meeting, 3 of the council members did not attend. Four, Harold Herndon, Angie Arp, Rodney Kendall, and Bruce Pack. They did not attend. A couple questions that the citizens should ask is, did they meet somewhere else by themselves? Did they break the Sunshine Law? How did they just not show up for a meeting? Who set that up? Was there collusion within a group to decide? Now, all the argument you ever hear of, yes, there's 3 votes and there's collusion, and that's why the 3 chairs. Is there collusion in that council to dictate a certain way? Why did they not face the citizens last night at the council meeting? Why not? 100 and some citizens there to say they do not agree with 3-hour parking. All right. Why didn't they just show up and say, hey, don't get upset. We're going to solve the parking issue before we do that. We promise that. Why didn't they just show up and promise, hey, we're not going to have the second reading. You have our word until we solve the parking issue. Actually, they didn't show up and say that, but that's the cards they're playing is, hey, you know what? We're going to do the second reading when we want, when we get everything we want. So who canceled that meeting? That was a regular meeting. Who canceled it? Why did they cancel the meeting and not show up? Folks, $25,000. Now, for you and I, $43,000, I think it's $43,000 is a lot of money. Okay? I think for any resident in the city of Blue Ridge, every resident should know that $43,000 was spent on an investigation. Well, if the citizens, because the charter says, you know, if the citizens ask for an investigation concerning a member of the council or the mayor, you know, they're supposed to follow through and listen to their complaint, and, you know, it could call for the council to have an investigation or to launch an investigation. So what do? You get, and this is the quote the guy made to me, okay, because I did a 2-hour interview, and I'm going to invite the guy on the show if he wants to come down, because I told the individual when I interviewed him that he needed to let me know when there was something I couldn't talk about, that he realized that I would go talk about this, and it was understood. It was understood. I think to the point that this individual has spoke to Rhonda Thomas, and I think from Councilwoman Thomas, I'm going to throw it out there. I mean, what the hell, right? What the hell? I'll throw it out here. Councilwoman Thomas, my understanding is this individual has actually been over to the district attorney and has told everything he knows at the district attorney's office. So I understand the district attorney is aware of this story, or someone in the district attorney's office. You got to be careful. There's 3 offices, and there's assistant district attorneys and investigators and so forth. But the district attorney's office is aware of this story. This individual has been there. That's my understanding from Councilwoman Rhonda Thomas. Councilwoman Thomas has interviewed this individual. My understanding, Mayor Donna Whitener has interviewed this individual. And I alone spent 2 hours alone with this individual and did an interview. The individual is Patrick Crane, okay? Patrick Crane is a citizen of Blue Ridge, longtime citizen of Blue Ridge, all right? Just a guy building dragsters, working on cars. I met with the guy for 2 hours, pretty good guy. I just walked away thinking, yeah, this guy is an okay guy. Now, here's the quote he made to me, and I'm not diminishing this gentleman. I really ended the interview really, I like this guy. I ended really liking this guy, okay? Genuine, truthful, honest. And I asked him in the beginning of the interview, Patrick Crane, why are you doing this? Why are you saying what you're saying today? He said, you know, I don't like being made a fool out of. I don't like being made a fool out of. Now, I've got some notes here that I'm going to bring up, because I'm not going to do this entire segment this morning, but I want to set things up. Now, Patrick Crane, what you're going to see Monday, and let me say it's going to be Monday so you know. What you're going to see Monday is because, today I've got to go to a town hall in Gainesville. Tomorrow, I have Congressman Doug Collins will be right here in the studio with me. So for 30 minutes tomorrow from 8 to 8:30 to 9, Congressman Collins will be right here. We'll be doing an interview with him. Okay, that's 8:30 to 9. And then Friday, we're in Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. And I want to do this story to the point because I'm very concerned. I think there needs to be an investigation now, okay? And I'm very concerned on what I have heard that I want to do it right because I'm going to play Monday for you the video of Patrick Crane going to the podium. I'm going to play the second video of Patrick Crane going to the podium, the second one. And I'm going to play the video Monday of Councilwoman Angie Arp reading her reasons why there needed to be an investigation. Okay? So now picture this. Councilwoman Arp is sitting here, the podium's over here. Okay? Patrick Crane walks up to the podium and says he is representing, not quote, we have the video, the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge. All right? Concerned citizens of Blue Ridge. And he reads his reason that he feels there needs to be, the city council needs to do an investigation on Mayor Donna Whitener. He reads that. Now, Councilwoman Angie Arp sits there looking unsuspecting, that she's not expecting to hear what Patrick Crane is reading. She's hearing it for the first time. She is listening attentively to the citizens. Why we must listen to Patrick Crane? Because he has a group called Concerned Citizens of Blue Ridge. And Patrick Crane has this group, and they actually have been publishing articles in the now defunct Fan and Focus at that time, oh, by the way, Fan and Cartel hashtag Fan and Cartel, right? Remember the Fan and Cartel? So they're publishing articles in the Fan and Focus newspaper, okay? And Patrick Crane is writing these articles, and there's a whole list of concerned citizens of Blue Ridge. And I must, Angie, Councilwoman Arp is probably sitting there thinking, I must listen and hang on to every word so I can do right by the citizens of Blue Ridge. Because if they're coming to us with this concern, I'm supposed to follow the charter, and I'm supposed to do what's right. So I better listen. Patrick Crane comes up to the podium and he asked, as a concerned citizen of Blue Ridge, he asked Mayor Donna White, he asked for an investigation, and he says he has several complaints, and Mayor Whitener asked, Patrick, what are they? Well, I don't have them with me. Well, can you list them? Well, he said something to the nature, I'll have your list back by this afternoon. And I'm wondering if he thought, these are my words, I'm wondering if he thought, well, where am I going to get this list? So supposedly he has a list. And then when he goes to the podium and the mayor says, where is your list of reasons to launch this investigation, which could be costly? Okay? Where is your list? Patrick says, I'll have to get back to you. Now, keep in mind, this is not a negative Patrick Crane story, because I ended up walking away really liking the guy. And when the guy hears this, I just had to look at the camera and say, Patrick, I think you're an okay guy. And I understand what happened here because I know the cartel, okay? So, Patrick comes back a second time. The next meeting, he's got his little binder there, and he says, hey, I'm with Concerned Citizens of Blue Ridge. And they keep printing stuff in this Fan and Focus, and they're going around saying, we've got a whole group of concerned citizens of Blue Ridge that feel that the mayor needs to be investigated. So he comes back the second time, and he says that the mayor needs to be investigated. Okay. Then I have the video where I think it might be the next meeting. I don't know if it's the same meeting. But Councilwoman Arp puts on the agenda council investigation for the mayor or something like that. It's on the agenda. So she reads, and she goes into, we have to take our citizens serious. And I'm making a motion I make a motion we investigate the mayor based on, now listen what it's based on, the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge, which is Patrick Crane, okay? So she makes a motion that we need to launch this investigation. And so in that discussion, it's in the video, either the mayor or Ron DeTono said, why don't we just investigate everybody? And Angie Arp says, okay, I'll amend my motion. I think we should pass something to investigate everybody. Okay, so all right. $43,000. Well, I think we should use Gerard and Davis. Okay, so we use Gerard and Davis. I think $43,000. Let's stop there for a minute. Folks, how many of you in the city of Blue Ridge voters, because actually this year you matter. Remember, Blue Ridge voters matter year 4. Year 4 is your year. If you are a voter in Blue Ridge, if you're a citizen, if you're a resident, man, your year is the 4th year. They're knocking on your door. I'm running for city council. I'd like your vote. Okay? Year 4. So they think about this, residents. $43,000. Now, I could drive the streets of Blue Ridge and I can find you some neighborhoods. I can actually find you some family members in the city limits that $43,000 would be a major impact to their household this year. $43,000 would buy a lot of senior citizens propane for the winter. A lot of $43,000 would just go ahead and exempt senior citizens in the city of Blue Ridge of having to pay for water and trash for how long? $43,000 could paint the damn bathrooms and remodel them in downtown Blue Ridge for the visitors. $43,000 could do that. $43,000 could clear the property that they want to pull a fast one and turn into parking. That would benefit Councilwoman Angie Arp. $43,000 would do that. What would $43,000 do? I would like to ask you out there to make me a list of everything you could do in the city of Blue Ridge for $43,000 to enhance, help the citizens. $43,000 could build the biggest, brightest, most beautiful brand new barbecue pit for the Good Samaritans of Blue Ridge or Fannin County, whatever. $43,000, period. Let's stop there. $43,000. So we had to have, I want to know. I really do. I want to know. I want a list from you. What the hell could you have done for the citizens of Blue Ridge that could have changed things for $43,000? Maybe a parking study, damn it, for $43,000. Maybe a whole study on the infrastructure for $40,000. Maybe I'm crazy. Well, hell, there's a shot, right? But for $43,000, maybe you could have done some studies. For $43,000, maybe you could have hired a grant writer. Oh, there's a novel thought, right? What the hell could you have done for $43,000? But oh my God, we've got the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge. We got to stop. Put the brakes on. To hell with the flooding. To hell with the bathrooms. To hell with everything. It's important. We must investigate this mayor. Now, so here's what happens. Let me roll some names out just to get your interest. You ever heard of Steve Setzer? You know, the guy that's got the sweetheart deal at the drive-in. Oh, God, what a deal is that, right? So Steve Setzer is up there at the Swan Drive-In, sweetheart deal. You know, I don't know what I'm saying here, but I think I'll say it. But I have no idea how dangerous this statement is. But I think I'll say it. I'm just not that damn bright, because I think I'll say it. If you look at some of these cast of characters, you ever realize they have their pulse on some cash businesses? I'm just saying. I just say it. I'm not implying a damn thing. But you ever notice the pulse? Some of the things. There's a cash business that surrounds it. I don't know, that just came to mind. Anyhow, so I took some notes. So I find out that the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge actually, now I asked twice, let me get this, let me see if I can get the paper. Is it that one? Okay. Oh, here's the one. It's this one. I hear the concerned citizen of Blue Ridge is combined and is made up by Steve Setzer of the Swan Drive-In. Steve Setzer. Maybe, is this called the best for last? Mark Tomlinson, former owner of the Fan and Focus. Councilwoman Angie Art. And last but not least, of the actual group that was in charge, this came from Patrick Crane to me. These are the people that were at the meetings. These are the people that gave him direction. These are the people that set the direction of what to do. Okay? The last one, Police Chief Johnny Searcy. Police Chief Johnny Searcy. Now, my understanding is a comment was made from Police Chief Johnny Searcy. We've got to get the mayor out of office because she doesn't like me, and if she gets her chance, she's going to get rid of me. There's a thought. Used Mark Tomlinson's newspaper to print the propaganda to Fan and Focus. The mayor Mark Tomlinson wanted her out also. Steve Setzer went after the mayor personally. It's a disgrace what that man did. Disgrace. A woman should never be treated. Now, she is the mayor of Blue Ridge. Mayor of Blue Ridge. Okay? And by being the mayor of Blue Ridge, she is open to attack for her agendas, her policy, her procedure, maybe her decisions as the mayor. But a woman should never be personally attacked as nasty as Steve Setzer treated the mayor of Blue Ridge. Should never happen. And here he's sitting up there. So see, Steve Setzer wants her out. These are my words. My God, they're my freaking words, okay? Steve Setzer wants her out, the owner of the Swan Drive-In. Why? Because they said, hey, you got a sweetheart deal up here, and at $500, and it's the city's property. You got to remember, the Swan Drive-In sits on the city's property, and I'm gonna say $500. All right, so Steve Setzer doesn't like her. Johnny Searcy, Mark Tomlinson, and Councilwoman Angie Art. So those are the members of the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge. Now, Councilwoman Angie Art, let me get to this because I got notes, and we're going to do video and everything Monday. We're not letting this go. Because I think, for one, let me ask you a question. Maybe I shouldn't put that out there. I don't want them to know where I'm going with this. I'm going to go with this Monday, but I don't want them, the Fan and Cartel, to know where I'm going with this. Because I'm going with it. Okay? If you think you're just going to do this, it cost the citizens $43,000. Okay? And just there's no repercussions. I mean, you could talk all day long about the damn Ada Street LLC. I have about had it with your garbage of the last 4 years of if you like, who you don't like, who you want to get rid of. What the hell's that got to do with the senior citizens that have to pay for the garbage and the water and all your shenanigans? Let's throw shenanigans in there because I about had it with your crap. I mean, these citizens, the hard-working people that pay your damn taxes, okay, that pay your health insurance, because I don't know, I'm not opposed to it, but I think city council members get health insurance. So you got the damn taxpayers paying for your damn health insurance while your ass is just doing anything you want because you don't like somebody. Oh, what the hell? Just because you don't like somebody. Holy mackerel. Don't get me confused with somebody who cares. I don't care. You understand? Because I've already been told, oh, bring up Steve Setzer's name. You think he hasn't attacked me? They've attacked the hell out of me. Oh, bring up Johnny's name. You think Johnny likes me? Let me look into the camera. Johnny, everybody knows you don't like me, damn it. I know that. Because you know what I want? I want the evidence room investigated. You don't like that, do you, Johnny? I like the evidence room investigated. Guess what? I would like the ticket books looked at a little, you know, look at the last audit on the ticket books. Oh, absolutely, Johnny. You know it, I know it, and the damn citizens of Blue Ridge know it. So I don't care. Angie Art, I know you don't like me. I could care less. Let me see who. Oh, Mark. Well, I thought you liked me, Mark. Anyhow. So, I only got 8 minutes. So let me tell you where I'm going with this. Because this is the kicker. You're like, what? Well, what the hell? You haven't proved anything. Let me tell you what I know for a fact. Well, I know because I was told by Patrick Crane, as clear as I'm looking into this. Every time you picked up the Fan and Focus and there was an article that said, concerned citizens of Blue Ridge, and it said Patrick Crane, he never wrote it. Councilwoman Arp wrote it. That was his words. Councilwoman Arp wrote every article that had his name on it. He told me that. She would write the article for him, and it would go in the paper. That's what he said. Okay. Councilwoman Arp was sabotaging her own citizens, sabotaging her own council, and manipulating, collusion, all the above, to try to make a power move. Okay? Oh, yeah, she's real concerned about your parking today. She's real concerned about you citizens. She's real concerned about anything that is not self-serving to her. Oh, yes, she's not out for herself today because we have all the reasons why. So what did she do? She wrote it all. Guess what she did also? You remember those statements that Patrick Crane came to the podium and made as the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge? She wrote them. So just picture this in your mind. As Councilwoman Angie Arp was sitting over there, looking like she had heard this for the first time, shocked that she needed to do something to protect the citizens, not 3 foot away, folks, Patrick Crane was reading the words that Councilwoman Arp read for him, wrote. Councilwoman Arp, he was reading the words that Councilwoman Arp wrote for him. That's what he was doing. He was reading her statements. And she was concerned because Patrick Crane should be listened to. Everything that was written, she wrote. Everything that was done, she was a leader on it. That came from Patrick Crane. I've got 6 minutes, and I'm gonna end this and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna have a final thought. But Steve Setzer, Johnny Searcy, Mark Tomlinson, Angie Arp. Okay? There were some cheerleaders, so I'm not going to mention the cheerleaders' names because I said some other names, and I said, were they part of this, I'm going to call it collusion? He said, no, they were cheerleaders from the outside. I know the attorney that filed the paperwork. I know that Patrick Crane never spent $1. They wrote the check. He said the checks were sent straight to the attorney by someone else to file for this. Okay? Let me see here. Statements were written by Angie. I know there's still copies of all the statements in her handwriting out there. I'm going to leave you this. And this is the reason why you need to pay attention to this. As I know sometimes I come across arrogant. I understand that. But then again, you know, some of you out there continuing to get me confused with somebody else, like the person that cares. I'm sorry, I don't mean it that way, but maybe I do. Anyhow, with the 5 minutes, here's the kicker for me, and I'm going to leave you with this, and this is going to be worth you waiting on. The investigation, Gerard and Davis went and they talked to the chief of police. Now remember, remember, this is great. Hold on. You're going to really like this one, okay? Now, Patrick Crane is the guy that files the paperwork, but he doesn't. And he is the listed registered agent for the concerned citizens of Blue Ridge. And he is the one that goes to the podium. Nobody else goes to the podium. And he is the reason that Councilwoman Art feels we have no other choice. No other choice but to investigate. Now remember all that. This is the guy that made it happen. So Gerard and Davis get $43,000. They interview the mayor, they interview the council members, they interview Angie Arp, they interview the city police, they go over and do a little research on the city police, they interview the parking, and they interview all the departments. They do really an extensive interview, and don't think $43,000 ended it. The city council could have went to the next level, and this thing could have costed hundreds of thousands, okay? But in the entire interview process, and $43,000 spent, guess who they never interviewed? Guess who they never talked to? You got it. Patrick Crane, the guy that brought all this to light. The concerned citizen of Blue Ridge that said we must immediately investigate. They seem to bypass him at Gerard and Davis. Not one word to him. Not one phone call, interview, or anything to him. Never asked him a question. And I kind of think between you and I, that might be one of the reasons he started thinking, whoa, they never asked me a question. I thought I was the one that brought all this up. Huh. There you go. Well, you have 2 minutes, so I'll have time to break for my final thought. But don't forget, 3:30 today. Let's put that up, Sam. You could follow us on Twitter. Get on your Twitter account at FetcherNews.com. Rose is keeping up with this all through the show. Now we'll see. We keep up with the show. Follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews. At FYNTV. Also, you can text us 706-889-9700. Tell me what you thought about today's show. You might not like it. Tell me. Okay. Chief at FetcherNews.com. You can check that out. Chief at FetcherNews.com. And also, if you will go to our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetcher News, subscribe to it. You'll get a notification when we're live. Today there will be a town hall meeting in Gainesville for Congressman, 9th Congressional District Congressman Doug Collins, and I will do that meeting live. It's 5:30 today. We'll put it out there. That will be live. We'll broadcast that. Also tomorrow, a special segment for 30 minutes. The congressman will be right here, and I've asked you the question. You can get back to us by text, email chief@fetchernews.com. You can put it on our Facebook page. I can't promise because I have 30 minutes, but if you have a question for Congressman Doug Collins, if you have a question for him, please send that to me and get it to me, and we'll see if I can incorporate that into tomorrow's interview at some time, or at least get one or two of your questions out there. It's 9:59. I don't know what all I have to do now. The new set, let me tell you a little bit about this before we walk away. It is 10 o'clock, but we got the big table out because now the lighting's better, and we're going to be using the room. I had this massive table, and the reason you couldn't see the table some days, it was like a mirror of lights. And to get our lighting correct in here, and also we're going to have different sets, so we can move this table and put different sets for different shows. We're going to be broadcasting different shows here real soon and be able to do interviews in a different way. So I'm your host, BKP. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8. That's all I know. I hope I get back here by 8 by tomorrow morning. Chances are. Take us out of here, Sam.